Hello guys, how you all doing? Hope you had a good weekend. I am back with a pretty awesome bust. Something I picked up on Sunday. And a cheeky little day trip. I had to travel about 200 miles, just over, round trip, but I got it for I actually got it for a very, very reasonable price, so obviously did a cash deal, and I thought, wasn't overly far away, and you sort of eliminate the risk of damage, etc. in shipping, so I thought it was, well worth a little trip. And here he is. This is the life-size Patriot by Sideshow, and it's very, very impressive. This is in fact the third Sideshow Ironman bust I've ever owned, and my fourth Ironman bust in total. And I've got to say, I had the Mark III Ironman, which is a very, very awesome bust. I also had the Mark II, which is super, super rare. That's the silver one. But obviously they're quite old now. They're still very, very nice busts, but this is definitely more impressive. As the years have gone on, I suppose. Sideshow have kind of, although they have kind of let their quality control go down a bit downhill in terms of what they produce. They've just upped the ante and start adding shoulder cannons and more of a torso, and that's exactly what you've got here. This thing is massive. I knew it was going to be big. It's just big on all scales, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. It really is a huge, huge piece, and if any of you guys are considering getting this, you really do need to bear that in mind. There's a couple of things you need to bear in mind, I think, which I'll go into in a minute, but let's have a look at him. It is mighty impressive, I've got to say. Really is a nice piece. And it's very, very heavy as well. This weighs over 30 kilos. I think it's around 35 kilos, so it's no shrinking violet. It really looks massive, it is massive, it's heavy, it's substantial, it's everything it should be, really. You pay top money for these kind of statues, and you want it to be the whole package. You want it to feel heavy, you want it to feel quality, and that's exactly what this does. It is really, really very awesome. Now, I did have a couple of issues with this. This is actually new from Sideshow, but I got it from a guy in the UK that had it shipped over from Sideshow, so it was all sealed up. And yeah, like I say, I had a couple of issues, and one of them really was a deal breaker. I managed to fix it, and I'm just going to let you know kind of what I did, and it's worth bearing this in mind. I know not a lot of people would probably even really consider this. Some of you guys might, but what I had with this, on the faceplate, I had a very, very dull sort of mark, and it was literally about sort of that size round, and it almost looked like a shadow, but it wasn't. And I was like, shit. It was sort of, it kind of reflected, looked like a shadow, but it was definitely like a paint blemish. And it was, if it's at the side of the bust or something like that, you can sort of forgive it, and it won't bother you after a day or two. But because it was on the faceplate, it's kind of like the focal point of the bust, and I was like, I don't know, I just didn't know kind of whether I was going to be comfortable in keeping it. I probably would have, but it was bugging me. I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't actually notice it when I picked it up. So if you're ever in this situation, like me, and this probably goes more to the kind of European and UK buyers from Sideshow, because it's a pain in the ass getting this stuff shipped over, and you pay your taxes, and if it's got to go back, you ain't getting that back, so you can be out of pocket. So if you do find yourself in that situation, and you've got a bit of a paint blemish or something like that, I've seen people wax these busts up with car wax, give a bit of shine. And I actually bought an Iron Man bust like that, and it looked really, really impressive, really shined up. So I thought to myself, I'll try it with a bit of T-cut. So if you, like I say, if you're in that situation, because I mean, I know sometimes Sideshow, their quality control is not great, but they do put a lot of effort into actually painting these pieces. You know, they don't do a bodge job in that respect. They paint them very well, very you know, multiple layers, and they're obviously lacquered heavily. So if you do find yourself in that situation where you've got a mark and you're thinking of sending it back, get some T-cut. Just try it on a section of the statue that you're not going to see. And I'm not going to lie, I was shitting myself, but obviously the helmet comes off on this, so I tried it on the underside of the helmet, and it was fine. It didn't take the paint off or anything that I could visually see. So what I did was I actually just T-cutted this area, and I did it like 3 or 4 times, and I got rid of it. I got rid of that spot, and it's perfect now. And like I say, it was a bit of a deal breaker for me, but I managed to sort it out with a bit of T-cut, so worth bearing in mind. Also had a few little scuffs on this part here, and a few little scratches, and I T-cutted that as well. And came up a treat, came up really well. So like, this is literally, I've got hardly 0 issues with this now, as you can see. But it is fantastic piece. But yeah, going back to that, give it a try. I mean, if you're going to send it back anyway, you know, a bit of T-cut ain't going to hurt, and you know, if it's going back anyway, you might as well give it a try. You've got nothing to lose, so worth bearing in mind if you are in that situation. But back to the bust, like I say, if you're thinking of getting this, what you really need to bear in mind is this. This thing is huge. It's absolutely huge, and because it's set back on the bust, I can show you now, just to give you an idea. That's what you're looking at. So it's a big piece anyway, but you really need to give this some consideration. And not only that, depending on where you're going to place this, because the head is looking slightly to the right, I was going to put this in the right corner of my room, but it's kind of looking away from everything and myself. So just little things like that, you really got to sort of take that into consideration. But I'm fighting for space in there, and I've gone and bought this. Crazy, I know, but it's just such an awesome piece. It really is. Let's have a little look around here. What I do like is on the actual cannon here, the light is not the best, but you've got all these little markings, you know, all these little you've got this like danger sticker down here, and this actually comes in the box. You've got the torso, the helmet's separate, and then all this gun is separate, so it comes in about 7 parts that need screwing together. And you know, I've never had to screw together a Sideshow piece before, but with this one you do. This is all like the gun mechanics down here, the gears. It really is awesome. And what's cool about this as well is the actual cannon. You can move it, so you can pose this. It does pivot on the arm there, so you can position it as you please, which is really, really nice. Really is awesome. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fire up the LEDs. Let's get some light on him. And what I will say is this is super bright. Like seriously, that arc reactor is like, it is literally blinding. It is super, super bright. Really is awesome. what I do like, I don't actually know what this part is, but I really like it. It kind of looks like the armour is sort of sitting on that, and it's like some sort of machinery, like Tony Stark's kind of maybe working on it, and it's kind of resting. I don't know what it is, but I just like it. I think it looks really cool. Some people are complaining about it, but I think it looks excellent. If I was nitpicking, me personally, I don't know whether I like the colour of this base. It's kind of like it's weathered, but it's more of a black. And seeing as there's not really a lot of black on the bust, I don't know whether I like it. It doesn't bother me. Like I say, I'm just nitpicking. Maybe I think I would have preferred it a bit more silver. But yeah, really, really cool. I ain't got a clue where I'm going to put it. Really is a cool piece. Like I say, it is around 35k, so it's not light. You really do feel like you're getting a lot for your money. Anyway, I'll just give you a little look and maybe a little hint with the old T-cut. If you ever do find yourself in that situation, don't be scared of it. Give it a go. You're gonna send it. If you think of sending it back anyway, you got nothing to lose, like I say, and it could be the difference between you keeping a statue and you sending it back, and like us suckers in the UK and Europe that get hit with astronomical shipping and handling fees and teabag fees and tax and all sorts of shit. It just it's give it a little go, see how you get on with it. Anyway, hope you liked the video, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good week and take it easy.